Hey guys, what's up? Zax here. Today we are here with the final episode of F1 2014 Carp Career Mode. You can see here in Abu Dhabi, I've qualified on pole position by over a second to Lewis Hamilton. And remember, I do need to win this race with Hamilton, I think second or lower. So I can't let Hamilton beat me in this race at all because he does have that gap in the championship of 14 points. And actually, Will recorded this race as well, so you're going to see his point of view throughout this race as well. So hopefully this video will be a bit longer and you get to see a bit more action throughout this race. Hopefully you guys like that. But there we are, we're starting on pole position here. 0% chance of rain, which is good because we don't want it to rain, let's be honest. And the Williams team getting ready for me to go out onto the grid for this final round of the season. And hopefully we can win it and take the championship. At least that's the aim. We've led this championship for so long. It would be so cruel to lose this on the final hurdle. But, you know, it's motorsport and things like that do happen. So there we are. The grid, I'm starting on pole position. Hamilton's in second place, and where's Will? 12th place. He didn't have exactly the best of qualifying there. He's also trying out the different strategy there, starting on the prime tyres here. But the lights are going to be coming on here. You can see at the top of your screen here. 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 in the lean fuel mixture. Away we go here in Abu Dhabi for this final round of the season. We get a really good start there, pulling away from Hamilton and Rosberg and leading into turn 1. And Sebastian Vettel with an amazing start, put himself up into 3rd place there, or 2nd place I should say. He's jumped up to 2nd place and Rosberg's got 3rd place. And now we're going to watch this start again from Will's point of view here. You can see he's starting down in 12th place. And he hasn't actually got the Williams livery installed here. And he is using a controller for anyone wondering. That's why the steering might look a little bit weird, because obviously a controller reacts differently and everything. But into turn 1, Will dives down the inside of quite a few cars here. And is that going to be 9th position now up behind Magnussen? So that's already a couple of positions gained then. Really slow AI in the middle of the track there. He manages to get past the McLaren, and now he's got to get past Raikkonen, and I think Alonso's just in front of him as well. And remember, Will can still win this championship as well, as he dives down the inside of both of the Ferraris and up into 6th place here. As I said, Will can still win this championship here, but he does need to win this race. Hamilton needs to be, I think, 8th place or lower, and I need to be, I think, about 5th place or lower or something like that for Will to win this championship. So it's all against him really in this race. He's starting in 12th place and he's starting on the different sort of tyres as well, so he's really got to put in a good performance here if he wants to win this championship. Now, braking here, you can see Will used the racing line and I don't, but that's really just up to personal preference. But if we go back a little bit earlier on to lap number 1, you can see how I'm locking up the brakes all over the place there, but luckily I managed to just about keep it steered in there and keep my first position. But Vettel is actually quite a bit closer here now on this first lap. So now we're just powering away down this main sort of back straight here. Well, main back straight, is there even such a thing? But we've got Vettel quite close behind us here. He'll probably look to the inside here. That's why I'm sort of going a bit more defensive down this back straight here, and also putting it into the standard fuel mixture, because obviously the lean fuel mixture down a straight, you won't be going as fast if you run in the rich or something like that. So now we're going to go into this really cool Yas Marina sort of bridge thing there. That's so cool. Some of the parts of the Yas Marina circuit are so cool. It'd be a track that I really would like to go in real life because it's just so cool. I know the racing sometimes isn't the greatest, but overall the facility of the whole track and everything is really cool. But Vettel has closed the gap down. You can see from the first sector, which was over a second, to this second sector where it's about 4/10 of a second here. Vettel is closing in now. We'll hopefully just keep him behind us here, because if he gets past him, it's not all over, but it's going to be a lot harder to win this championship. If he gets past, we lock up the inside right wheel there, and I think Vettel's looking around the outside here. Vettel's going around the outside. Yes, he is. Really good stuff there from the AI of Vettel there. You don't really normally see the AI go for risky moves like that, but Vettel's done it, and he's got himself into the lead of this race, as he did in 2010, I think, and 2012, I think. I can't remember which Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Vettel's won now. 2012 and 2013 and 2010 probably, I don't even know. You guys can let me know in the comments. But heading down to turn 1, we're looking down the inside of Vettel once again and move up into the lead race once again, which is good. Now we're going to look back onto Will's point of view here. You can see he got a little bit sideways over the curb here, and we're trying to close down Hamilton in front of us here and Rosberg, who's in front of him. You can tell who's who because obviously Will used the cockpit cam and not the Williams livery, and I used the Williams livery and sort of a different TV cam, so you can tell who's who throughout this whole video. He looks down the inside of Hamilton here, there's a bit of contact, but no position changes there. Will needs to be aggressive in this race, especially starting down the order, guys, so hopefully you guys understand why he's going for more aggressive moves than I was in this race earlier on, just because there's a lot more on the line for him. Like, I can finish in first place and Hamilton finishes second, and I've got the championship. Like, that's not as risky. But Will needs to go for moves like that because he needs to win this race and hope that something happens to me and Hamilton. So that's why he goes for the risky moves throughout this race. Skipping ahead to lap number 4 here, you can see Hamilton's right up behind him, but the person we need to overtake now is Sebastian Vettel. If we get past him, we'll be right up behind myself in the number 1 Williams in a way. So you get past Vettel there with a good move down the inside there. Vettel obviously taking the wider line in to try and get the speed through, but it didn't quite work out from there. And now Will's quite close behind me here. I think this is the next lap now, so Will's going to be quite close behind me. He might have the DRS, we'll see in a second here, but we lock up a bit here as we get towards the end of the braking zone. A little bit of locking up, and Will gets right up behind us here, and then there's another DRS zone. It's a different detection point as well, so Will is definitely in the DRS zone here. So I'm like, go super defensive here, because there's no way he's going to get past on the inside if we just drive down the white line pretty much. But if he goes to the outside, he might make a mistake. So we go down the inside here, but got a bit too fast into the turn here, and our line's a little bit wrong, and basically we have to go a bit wide there. And now he's down the inside. I can't really turn into the corner, so I have to run wide, give him the space. And now Will's leading this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He's on the other sort of strategy as well, so he's had a good start. Let's not, let's not lie here. He's had a really good start. And look at this all from my point of view once again, because how he did this move was quite good actually. So he was down the outside here, put it into the rich fuel mixture here, so he'll have the DRS any second now. You'll see on his screen, he looks back and you can see the DRS activated there, but he's also defending from Hamilton at this point. So he goes to the outside as I go to the inside here, and you can see I got a bit wide here and make my next couple of corners quite tight, so it means that I go slower. And now Will's down the inside of me here, he goes a little bit sideways, and there's just enough of an overlap as I give him the space here as we run side by side. And you can see he just gets past us here. And heading on to lap number 6 here, I decided to pit 1 lap early. The team for some reason wanted me to pit on lap number 7, which I thought was a bit of a weird strategy. Like, why would you go 7 laps on the option and then 7 laps on the primes? The primes obviously last longer, so yeah, I just thought there's no point like going out for an extra lap and losing even more time, because I did lose time on Will on the lap number 6. He was just faster than me, so I found I thought I should say that it's probably best for me to pit here and hopefully jump him in the pit stops. At least that was the aim throughout this whole thing, was going to the pits early, going to rich fuel mixture, and hopefully jumping him in the stops. But then I've got to deal with him having the faster tyres on towards the end of this race, so we'll see what happens with that. But this is the pit lap for Will, the end of lap number 8 going on to lap number 9. That's what he's decided to do in terms of the strategy. We go across the start finish line there, a really good lap time of 1:46.8. Well, I should say a really good lap time for me. Probably not for many people, but good for me, across the line with the 1:46.8. And we have got past Will here as well, so we've jumped him in the stops, and that's good for us. It means that we're in the lead, but we will have to defend from him later on this race, because he's going to have the faster tyres. It's just like inevitable that he's going to catch me here. So we go back a couple of seconds and we see this from Will's point of view now as he comes out the pits and he's got to fight Hamilton. He's looking down the inside here. It was a super aggressive move, but it was actually quite clean. I don't think there was contact at all there. Hamilton gave space and Will managed to get the move there and up into second place. Now he needs to catch me and hope that he can maybe make me make a mistake and crash into some Hamilton or something somehow to win this championship against all odds. But that's what he's hoping at least. But now he's got a defend from Hamilton. You can see down the straight here, got a little bit defensive, but Hamilton really goes for a gap where there wasn't one, because obviously in Abu Dhabi this sort of straight isn't really a straight, because the track doesn't really go straight, because at the end of the straight, this is complicated, it sort of ducks in on the right hand side. The track sort of gets pushed in and it makes the track even thinner. So Hamilton was going for a gap which was just going to dissolve at one point or another, but you can see a 4.1 second gap I've opened up over these pit stops, and I was about 1.5 I'd say behind. I head to lap number 14. Luckily for us, Will hasn't caught us, so we're going to win this race and win the championship as well, as long as there's no problem with double points or anything. Final couple of turns here, we'll see the start finish from Will's point of view as well around these final couple of turns once I finish this race. But penultimate turn of this 2014 Co-op career season. Now the final turn, just don't mess it up, Alex, don't throw it into the wall. And I was so happy at this point. I was like, yes, finally we've won the championship. We'll go and watch it again from Will's point of view. Final corner of the championship. He tried his really best in this final race here. But that's how the standings looked at the end. 1-2 for Williams. Hamilton finishes third. It was actually a 3-4 for Rosberg and Hamilton and Mercedes. But look at this, it says 25 points for the race win. Like, what? I was so confused at this point. I was like, have I really just lost this championship? So that was annoying, but yeah, we'll see what happens in a second. But Ricciardo, Alonso, Vettel, Raikkonen, Button and Magnussen finished out the top 10 to round out the season with a finish time of 25 minutes 44 seconds and 80 hundredths of a second, 800 a second, I think, I don't know. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that race nonetheless. I mean, a really good comeback drive from Will, and hopefully you enjoyed the sort of seeing from both points of view again. I mean, I don't know whether we're gonna do another season of Co-op Career Mode, but would you guys like to see like the perspective from Will, or would you like that to be uploaded to his channel or something? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure we can sort something out in terms of that. So yeah, we will be doing another Co-op Career season, but it's going to be crazy. I'm not going to spoil anything what's in it yet, but the next Co-op Career Mode season you're going to see is really good, and I can't wait for you guys to see the series. But anyway, we're skipping ahead here, and you can see Will celebrating in second place, but we're celebrating winning this race. And if we win the championship, what's happened here? I'm still confused. I'm really confused about what's happening. Will celebrating, that's good for him, second place to finish with the season. And the game modes are like, okay, game mode F1 2014, lost connection to Will, but we did win the championship. We did win the championship there, guys. It was 50 points, but it sort of glitched out there or something, meaning it showed 25 points, but it was actually 50 points, because you can see there, championship points 287, championship position for player 2, first position, championship position for player 1, third place. So that was really good to see. I outraced Will 10 times, podiums 10, outqualified 15, fastest laps 18, so all but one of the races I got fastest laps. So I think I did prove throughout the whole season I probably was the fastest driver on the grid. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this series throughout the last like 5 or 6 months. It's been crazy, but hopefully you've enjoyed it nonetheless. And until next time, it's been Alex. I'm out of here. Goodbye.